As many of you guys know by now, we just got a ton of new reveals and information for the RE4 remake, and in this video, I will be breaking down all of the new gameplay and screenshots that we have received, and uncovering any hidden details that you might have missed. Before we start, it's worth noting that all of the new reveals come from the first and fifth chapter of the game. Now with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. We start off the gameplay with Leon shooting at multiple ganados inside the church. In the original, Leon and Ashley were forced out of the church by two cultists with crossbows, but with this extra screenshot here, we can see that in the remake, the ganados will actually search the church for Leon and Ashley. Now when we go back to this scene in the gameplay, if you look inside the church, you can actually see the light puzzle from the original, and it actually looks like there is a small podium to activate the puzzle on the first floor, whereas in the original, you had to reach the second floor to activate the puzzle. Another big detail we see in this clip is our first look at some gameplay with Ashley. As you can see in the bottom right corner, there is an emblem that appears when you are escorting Ashley, and once she gets grabbed by the enemy, the emblem will glow red and there will be a red indicator that will help direct the player towards Ashley's location. This emblem replaces Ashley's health bar because it actually has been confirmed that Ashley doesn't have health in the game. Instead, if she gets damaged enough, she will get knocked down and the player will have to go over to her and revive her, which is definitely something I didn't expect. Another thing I find shocking in this clip is how the ganados are on a full-on sprint towards the player, which is something that can make the remake a lot more difficult when compared to the original. Now from here we get an extended look at a clip from the last trailer where Leon shoves Luis to the wall right before the cabin fight. Ashley slowly walks forward while speaking to them. Let me know what you guys think she's saying down in the comments below. We then transition back to the gameplay where we get our first look at a ganado carrying Ashley, and just shortly after this we see a ganado throw his axe at Leon, which kinda makes me wonder if Leon will be able to parry incoming projectiles with his knife in the remake. In this scene, we can also see that Leon has the bolt action rifle from the original on his back ready to go. So in the remake, it seems that some of the bigger weapons will be carried on Leon's back, which might include shotguns, RPGs, and of course sniper rifles as well. Also, if you look closely, you can see a blue flash grenade on Leon's side ready to use. Then we see that Leon is able to stab the ganado and free Ashley from its grasp. After this, Leon proceeds to open the quick select menu for the weapons, which reveals the shotgun, the TMP, the handgun, the bolt action rifle, and the bolt thrower we saw from the first Resident Evil showcase. We can also see that the player is carrying 4 grenades and 4 flash grenades. As far as I know, we haven't seen any incendiary grenades yet, but I would hope that Capcom would bring these back into the remake. And that was all the new gameplay we got, so now let's move on to the screenshots. First, we have a new enemy reveal, which many are referring to as the Minotaur Man. We can see that this enemy looks more stronger physically compared to a traditional ganado. The enemy is wearing a mask that is the skin of some type of animal and is equipped with some type of hammer. On the left of this enemy, we can see lots of blood and a deceased body of a ganado, which I'm going to assume was just murdered by this much stronger Minotaur Man. Now what's interesting about this enemy is the fact that its design was actually a scrapped concept from the original RE4, so this is further hinting that they are bringing back many unused assets from the original. Hopefully we see the Hookman return as well. We then get another in-game shot of this enemy where we can see Leon and Luis firing at it, which tells us that this enemy will be present at the cabin fight. We also have this other image of Leon watching out the cabin window as the many ganados approach the house, and as you can see, when compared to the original, this area in the remake looks a lot more tight and compact. We then get our first look at the wolf enemies, which look pretty creepy to say the least. It's interesting because this image is Leon encountering the wolf in the main village area at night, which as we know in the original, we only encountered regular ganados at night in this area on the way to the cabin. So since we are fighting wolves here, then I think there's a good chance that we will see these enemies incorporated a lot more in the remake. Next, we have this image of Leon firing his TMP at another wolf that has the plaga exposed out of its body. This is our first look at the plaga, and I must say that it looks really disturbing and creepy. We then have this image of Leon and Ashley dangerously close to some plaga exposed ganados, and funny enough, Leon has a flashbang in his hand, which hopefully means that you can insta-kill the plaga with the grenade, just like in the original. Next, we have this image of Leon escorting Ashley through a dark building, showing just how dark this game truly is. In this screenshot, we can see some sort of symbol, which is actually the same symbol that was shown in the first RE4 remake trailer at the castle section. It's likely that this is just another symbol for the Los Illuminados, but only time will tell if this is the case. Next, we can see the screenshot of Leon with the quick select menu open, revealing guns listed prior, as well as the iconic Red 9. I'm sure this will be great news for many, since the Red 9 is definitely one of, if not the most popular handgun from the original. A key detail to note is that in the screenshot we can see the escort icon in the corner, which tells us that Ashley is with us. And what's interesting is this particular screenshot looks like it's taken sometime during the day, somewhere in the village. In the original RE4, the only time Ashley was with us in the village was at night, so this image shows us that we might be with Ashley a lot longer in the village this time around. Now in this next image, we see Leon escorting Ashley through a very creepy building in the village. He looks to be holding the Red 9, and we can see that he has the TMP on his back. Next, we have this image of Leon next to the typewriter, and just out of frame we can see a little bit of the merchant. Now this image is actually in the same spot as the image we just covered previously. As you can see in both of the images, you have the typewriter on the table and the skeleton bones right next to that, and this actually looks like a new merchant location because I don't recall any location like this from the original. From there we have this image of the merchant, and once again I think this is the exact location as the other two screenshots. Then we have an image of Leon shooting a ganado in the rain. Now if you look at the escort emblem, you can see that Ashley seems to be crouching for some reason. I'm not sure if this is some sort of new mechanic, but if we go back to this image, it actually looks like Ashley is crouching just like the emblem did. As of now, I'm not really sure what this could be, so as of now, all we can really do is just wait until we get more updates. Next, we have an image of Leon examining a gravestone, potentially for the puzzle we had in the original. Then we have this image of Leon examining a picture of Sadler. This looks like it could potentially be the chief's house, but it's kind of hard to tell since it's so dark. Then we have this new image of Leon, a new image of Ashley, and an image of Leon and Ashley together on the second floor of the church, trying to hide from the ganados. And then there's this image of Ashley staring down at Leon after he jumps out of the church window. So instead of jumping out together, in the remake, Leon will jump out first and then have to catch Ashley. In this next image, we have the cover art for the Game Informer magazine, and what's really interesting about this is that there will be a chainsaw guy waiting for the player at the church. Obviously, we didn't have to fight a chainsaw guy here in the original, but interestingly enough, one of the RE4 beta trailers showed that the enemy was originally planned to be at the church, so it's kinda cool how they are bringing this back in the remake. Next, we have this memo that's titled Grave Robber, and here's what it states. Those traitorous twins should not be allowed to rest in peace for joining that evil cult. Won't someone, anyone, destroy the emblems engraved upon their tombstones? So guys, Game Informer actually confirmed that the RE4 remake will feature side quests, and I'm going to assume that the description of this memo is for one of those side quests. Next, we get another look at the attaché case, and as you can see, we got the starter pistol, the TMP, the shotgun, and the bolt action rifle. We can see that the flash grenades look different, the grenades only take up one box, and we can see two different knife variations, which is pretty interesting. Now lastly, we have this new look at the village map. There's actually a pretty decent amount of stuff to talk about here, so I think I might just save this for another video. But regardless, it's pretty neat to see our first good look at the village map. But anyways, that was pretty much all of the new RE4 remake reveals. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and with that being said, I will see you guys next time.